We're in a non-traditional market.
Daryl, what do you think? Vegas, are you thumbs up for expansion?
Yeah, but why one? Two teams would be way smarter. And then you only have to pay like $300 million. I'm still flabbergasted that they're going to pay $500 million for an NHL franchise. That shows that it's strictly a cash grab. They care nothing about anything other than the money that they're going to get, which is cool enough, I guess. But do it with two teams, and then you probably split almost twice as much. Maybe you reduce the franchise fee to about $300 or $400 million, and you're getting more money. You're getting more teams involved, and you balance out your league with 32 teams, which is what they're after.
That's way too many. Way too many.
We used to think. Remember, they doubled from 6 to 12 in 1 year in the league.
I remember that day, and I remember my dad saying, and I was a kid, and I said, why are they doing this? He says it's going to give guys that should be in the NHL a chance to be in the NHL. With 6 teams, you had a lot of good hockey players on the outside looking in. So 12 teams, and then you expand a little bit more. And as hockey gains a foothold around the world, there's more and more players available. So that's fine. But now with 30, I just don't think there's that many good players around.
Well, it's even a world. This is about scoring goals, and the more you expand, and someone just texted in 306. And the more you expand, then the more you have the Brandon Bolings, the goons, the guys who can't skate coming up, or it's just, to me, the product itself right now, without expansion, needs a change. There's not enough goal scorers. There's not enough high-level skill. And now you add another team, so now you're taking 2 skilled guys and putting them on Las Vegas's team, taking them from the top 6 somewhere else. Now, what's the top 6 forward going to look like on the second line now? It's going to be, this guy should be a third-line center, but there's 31 teams, so now he's a second-line center.
Isn't Phil Kessel a third-line winger?
He shouldn't be.
Okay, all right. But there might be a few of them around.
And look at the money that some of these guys are going to command now for being a third-line center.
Well, salaries won't go up that much. In fact, might even reduce the amount of some of the salaries, because a lot of these players, if you guys are saying what you say is that there's not enough talent, then they're not going to get paid a whole lot for coming up. They're just going to be honored to play in the national.
Yeah, but marginal guys that are playing on other teams, they're going to be made available. They're going to have to be paid. There's a salary cap. There's still going to be a floor that you're going to have to reach.
Of course, but you're still paying the same amount. There's just more teams that are paying it, so it doesn't mean that there's going to be more demand for all these players. A demand from 30 to 31 teams is not going to increase salaries substantially.
4:25 here on the Green Zone and the Wise Guys. Jamie and I with Warren Woods from the CJME Morning Show. Our Canadian Football Hall of Fame writer, Daryl Davis, and Jason from Regina texting 306-306. Asked Warren what he likes today. So, was he? I like the weather. Well, wait 2 hours. There's severe thunderstorm watch in effect for the city of Regina.
I haven't seen a good boomer yet this year. I think I would be kind of impressive.
I thought you liked Garth Brooks, too.
I did. Oh, I love Garth Brooks. What a show that was. I went to the Saturday night late one. Didn't.
When did you get out?
About 1:45, and then we got.
Were you sleeping?
Well, no. No, I was rocking it. You can't fall asleep at a Garth Brooks show. You just can't. It's impossible. That place was loud, and it was fun. The way he connects with his fans is really what I think makes that show. The way the way he works the crowd, and the energy that guy's got. How he's been able to do 6 shows, bouncing around the way he's been going, it's truly amazing.
Ariel Zer said she saw him Sunday, and his voice was just starting to go a little bit.
Yeah, it started to go a little bit Saturday night too. We got out of there, and it wasn't bad either getting out of there. I think we were out by. I was back at the hotel by about 2:15. Show ended at 1:45, and I was back about
half an hour.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they did a great job at the Saskatchewan Center. People moving in, people moving out. Absolutely, the plan worked as close to perfection as possible. Before we go on the Wise Guys, I have to play this tape with Chris Jones talking about players being a little too aggressive in practice today.
Too stupid. We're not going to be stupid. So that's what it is. When you knock people to the ground in a pro football scrimmage, it's stupid, not physical. So get it straight.
Take out your aggression on the other team, not on your own guys.
Kendall Lawrence left practice after getting a little bit of a tag at practice today. Are you with Chris Jones on this one, Daryl?
Well, yeah, they're supposed to be thud drills, right? Touch the guy and you're supposed to be down. It's tough, though, to do it because the offensive guys keep playing and keep thinking they're getting touchdowns, and the defensive guys, their first nature is to grab a player and tackle them. and they're bouncing off them, and the way they go downfield. Kendall Lawrence only gets hurt by a stud drill, though. What's it going to be like in the regular season?
Well, you just call wrong, something like that.
Don't risk it. Well,
especially when you're not really prepared
true enough,
to get that hit.
And that's why we were talking last week about quarterbacks getting hit during scrimmages and little practice. Don't touch the court. Don't risk anything. There's no reason for a player to get hurt in practice. Maybe he'll pull a hamstring, but no.
If the quarterback gets it.
Well, there was. That's what happened in Hamilton last week.
Oh, yeah.
Started the fight.
It was a massive brawl in Hamilton when one of the quarterbacks got shoved to the ground after practice. Jamie and I, Warren Woods, Daryl Davis, that's the Wise Guys here on the Green Zone. Coming up next, we'll talk Vegas a little bit with Drew Romenda, but also his view on the Anaheim Ducks going back to Randy Carlyle as their head coach. That's next on News Talk 980 CJMA.
How'd you say? Text 306-306. The Green Zone, powered by Minus Steadfast Homes on News Talk 980.
If you have chickenpox, you're at risk for shingles, but you can help protect yourself. If you are 50 years old or over, get vaccinated today. Avoid the risk. Get vaccinated at Shoppers Drug Mart. For details.
Howdy, One Country Woody here. Now remember, kids, safety first. If you're building a deck, you need to put railings on it. Take a lesson from my grandma's neighbor's half-step brother, Jimbo. He wanted to know the shoes. He was cheap. He decided he wasn't going to put railings on his deck. Very cosmopolitan. Only old Jimbo was none too steady on his pins and took a swan dive into the hydrangeas. All for lack of solid, aesthetically pleasing railings, Jimbo talks real slow nowadays and forgets his name a lot. Someone should have told him about Regal aluminum railings from Wood Country. You're strong and stylish to come with LED lighting. Choose 1 of 5 different colors of rail and get 3 like colors at the touch of a button. You'll only find them at Wood Country. Given a choice between a unique and stylishly safe deck or being spoon-fed applesauce by a nurse, I know which one I'm about. LED Regal aluminum railings. Home is Wood Country.
Home is your castle.
In the plainest of manners, Tisdale. Shop online. Wood-country.com.
If you've had chickenpox, you're at risk for shingles, but you can help protect yourself. If you are 50 years old or over, get vaccinated today. Avoid the risk. Get vaccinated at Shoppers Drug Mart. See pharmacy for details.
CJME News Time 4:30. I'm Andrew Dawson with CJME News. Doctors in the hospital in Orlando that treated the victims of last weekend's nightclub massacre have been describing a harrowing night as a flood of wounded were rushed into the trauma department for treatment. Survivors of the nightclub shooting are also sharing their stories.
I'm just there laying down. I'm thinking, I'm dead.
Organizers of next week's Queen City Pride Festival beefing up security for this year's event. The final numbers are in from the 6 Garth Brooks shows in Saskatoon, and people who went spent $2.5 million just in merchandise and food and drink. And a public visitation continuing at Joe Louis Arena in Detroit today for hockey legend Gordie Howe. Hockey fans, some wearing jerseys with Howe's number 9, streaming in to pay their respects to the man simply known as Mr. Hockey. His funeral goes at 11 o'clock in Detroit tomorrow. That's 9 o'clock in Saskatchewan time. And we'll also bring you some continuing coverage of that, special coverage of Gordie Howe's funeral tomorrow starting at 8 a.m. CJME News Time 4:31. Now the Wood File. CJME News Director Murray Wood.
It is the worst mass murder in American history, which means it rises up to the top of an increasingly long list. A list that has some looking for easy answers and scapegoats. Donald Trump suggests not only should there be a ban on Muslim immigration, but now, darkly and weirdly, thinking that there's something more going on with Obama. Hillary Clinton uses it to call for people to come together, as they did after 9/11, but also for tougher rules on assault weapons. Now, restricting access to assault rifles makes some sense, but anybody motivated will always find a way, just as banning all Muslims plays well with those who look to blame entire groups for complex problems. One might just involve banned hate or murder. They already do. It was clearly both a terror attack and a hate attack.